I'm going to explain why where your property is located plays a crucial role in the value of your property. Because in real estate, location determines whether your property collects dust or makes you money. Now, as long as your property is located in a prime location, it's going to increase in value over time. Now, what do I mean by prime location? Stay with me here. What I mean by prime location is that there are access roads to that property. Like when people are going there, there is no disturbance or there's not a lot of headache. They know how to get there safely. Like there's a clear road network on how to get to that property. Another example of prime location is if I want to live in that place, if that's the place I bought this land and I want to build there and live there, that property should also have everything I need. Malls, schools. If I have children, I need to take them to school. Even my siblings are staying with me, I need to take them to school. If I'm religious, I need a place to worship. I hope it has worship centers or worship places that I can go and worship. Also, preferably, if it's close to my office, I would want that. Thirdly, that property saves time for me, because you know there are some places that you live in. Going there and going back can be a hassle because of traffic. There's traffic, coming back, wasting my time. I could be doing something else with 2 or 3 hours I spend there. That's what I mean by prime location. Like, if going there is easy, if it's accessible, the road network around there is fantastic. If I have everything I need around that area I'm buying that property, it has everything I need. That's what I mean by prime location, and that is why location plays a crucial role in the value of the property. Now, note that real estate is only valuable when it is useful. I was watching Safola Jami's video recently, and he was talking about how infrastructure is like a blood vessel. When it's blocked, there is no flow, and then when it's unblocked, like value just rushes in, value drives it. That's how, if there are infrastructure around that place, like government have done the roads, it's a good place, there are schools, there are malls, flyovers, bridges, it's just like a lovely place to stay in. It's going to also drive the value of that property. And if your property is located in that place that there are all these developments going on, like for example in Enugu, there is one development or the other going on every single day. Dualization of roads, flyovers, bridges going on every single day. Now, if you buy a property in a particular place and this thing is not happening there, you shouldn't even buy a property there. Like when you go, that's why it's important for you to go for inspection. When you go for inspection and you go and you see, oh, there are no developments going on here, the government is not really looking at this area, and like it's just not giving. Don't invest in that property. Now, for Enugu, the government has decided to urbanize every single part of the state. So there's development going on every single place. I made a video a couple of weeks back that every single place in Enugu has a statue. So you can be going home from work and coming back, and then there was no statue when you were going home. When you were going to work, and then when you're coming back from work, there's a new statue, and you're like, when did that happen? That's exactly how it is. Like every single day, there's a new development, making the place safer for people to stay in, making the place more aesthetically pleasing to the eyes. Like if you take a picture here, a picture of this thing, it's just better and acceptable for your eyes, and it's pleasing to you as a person. That is infrastructure. Now, if your property is located where the government has done all this and then it's in a prime location, your property is going to continue. Like the appreciation of your property and the capital growth is not even going to be a hassle. That is why there can be a 500 square meters here there's 500 square meters at Divine Acre. There's 500 square meters at Nike, close to Landmark, Nike Lake Resort, and it's a tableland, dry, fenced perimeter, gated estate, security, access roads, good. And then there's another 500 square meters, maybe even 1,000 square meters down in the village. And then let's say this year it's 1 million. Next year, at the end of the entire 12 months, it's like 1.2 million. Like the one thing about real estate is that it's going to increase in value, but the rate at which it is increasing in value is also very important. That is why the location plays a role in the value of your property. That is why people always advise you to go where development is going to, because where development is going to, there's going to be more development going on there. I don't know if you're catching my drift. Development never stops. That's why it's going to continue increasing in value. That's why people always invest in land market opportunities. Why? Because they are investing where development is going on, not a place that is already developed. An example of this infrastructure I was talking about is before they did this Enugu Nsukka Expressway, the properties around there were just increasing, but not so fast. Immediately, the development of that road was completed. The value of properties around there was skyrocketed. Now, imagine people that bought it when development was just going on. Imagine the value of the property and how much the property is worth now. When you place yourself matters, it doesn't just happen with like human beings. There's this illustration of water bottles that people use online. Like on your street, you can buy a bottle of water for 200 naira or 500 naira. But then you go to the cinema and then it's like 1,500. And you're like, it's the same water, it's the same content. And then when you go to a hotel, they're telling you, oh, the water is 2,500 naira. And you're like, is it not the same content? Like, what's so it's just where it is. The location where you find that bottle of water is what made the value of that bottle of water different. There is no different thing. It's the same thing with properties. It's the same thing with human beings. Where I place myself at a particular place in time is going to determine how I'm valuing that place. Same thing with your property. Where your property is located is going to determine how much or how valuable that property is, how much it's going to be worth in real estate. So that is why the location of your property is crucial when investing in real estate. I hope you've been able to pick up what I've put down in this video. This is Real Estate with Blessing. My name is Blessing Abraham. I'll see you in the next one.